Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and I am here with a good friend of mine who I have known for 15 years.
Has it been that long?
It has been that long. We were 10 when we met.
Exactly.
This is Nancy Tong, who is the chair of the San Francisco Democratic Party
Hi, everyone.
and a personal friend who we got to know each other working on cases with the San Francisco DA's office and my office.
That's right.
So, what do you think of all of this?
Oh my God. So much pomp, so much circumstance, so much crying, so much emotion, so much joy. There is nothing like being on the floor of the Democratic National Convention. There's just nothing like it.
Have you been a delegate before?
I have not. No.
So we're both first timers.
Pop the cherry.
And let's hope it's not our last, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think this is just a really exciting moment in history, and for me, it's kind of personal because back in 2006, Kamala Harris actually swore me in as a DA in her office, and she hired me. And
so you started with her in the office.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no. Her first year as DA was, I think, January 2004.
Okay.
2020.
I mean, but you when you first got to the San Francisco office, she was your first boss.
Yeah, she was my first boss. She was my first boss at SFDA. So, I mean, it's exciting to have watched her career, to watch her, go from DA to state AG, which I was also an alumni of the AG's office, and then to U.S. Senate, Vice President, and this moment in history is one that is unique, and it's never going to happen again. Like all of the planets and the stars and the moons and everything.
It just all came together in a line.
It all came together, and I can think of no better person to meet this point in history than Kamala Harris.
And what do you think of Governor Walz? Do you think he was a good pick?
I love him. I think when they talk about things like balancing the ticket and male, female, person of color, person with no color, I think that they are actually more alike than they are different. And
it's been amazing because we got Governor Walz's first rally solo in Omaha.
Okay.
And we actually, Nebraska, we know him because
he was born there.
He was born there, and he has spoken at, last year he spoke at our Ben Nelson Gala.
One of the things that really struck me about how progressive but not pushy he is with his values is that story about him, volunteering to be the faculty advisor for the Queer Straight Alliance at his high school. And that to me was something like, you show who you are by the things that you do, and
actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
You can say you're a supporter, you can do it, but if you don't actually do something, you're really not.
And I think there was something about him saying that as a straight white man who was married and has kids, that it was really important to him to show that to really be a model for other people. Like these are our neighbors. These are
and if
friends.
anyone's going to do it, it should be the football coach.
I know.
I mean, that's what made me. He makes my heart sing every time that I hear him speak, because he is so down to earth. He is so relatable. And I graduated from a small Nebraska high school too. And I always thought my class was small with 33. He only had 24.
24. That's right. That's right.
So they had we had 9 more people than he did.
But were you related to half of them?
And that's the other thing is, no, I was not related to half of my class like he was. I was only related to about 5. That's the thing with small towns. You have families that are there, the farming community that they've gotten together, and neighbors marry neighbors, and then so suddenly everyone's related to everyone. And it's such an amazing experience growing up in a rural community, because you do have that community, because you may have that kind of crazy neighbor, but he's still your neighbor, and he's still family, and he's still a part of your community, and you still, if his field catches on fire, you're going to be out there helping to put it out, because that can go to someone else's, and if yours is on fire, he's going to come over and help you. we help each other in rural communities because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And so this ticket has just energized me so incredibly.
It's great. It's absolutely great. He has a great story, just as Kamala has a great story, and the idea that these two improbable storylines have met now
at this point in history. It's
here
today,
like Chicago and the land of Lincoln, where we got President Obama.
Yep.
I mean, this does feel like I won't say like an Obama 2, but like an appropriate level up, right? We are leveling up. We are continuing to grow as a country. We are continuing to recognize that diversity is not just DEI. It's really about recognizing people who, just like, irrespective of what race or gender they are, or where they come from, or if they have blended families, or that sometimes the best person for the job is right in front of you.
And if you're too blinded by your prejudices to see it, you're going to hurt yourself and you're going to hurt your community. That's what community is all about, is getting to know everybody, getting to know their strengths, and everybody helping to raise the level. And that's what I get out of this ticket. And when I ran, I had no idea. I shouldn't say I had no idea. I was asked by the Biden head in Nebraska at the state convention what I thought the October surprise was going to be, and I was like, well, I think the big surprise is going to be that he's not going to be our nominee ultimately. But I had to keep my mouth shut because I didn't want to sound like I was, jinxing anything or anything. But I really did think that he was going to come to the realization that the country needed to move in a different direction and move forward, and that it was time to pass the baton to a new generation.
I think that's one of the things that will mark his great presidency is really this unselfishness, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's only the second president who really has voluntarily given up power. And so I put him up there with the ranks of George Washington, because he really did something special. And I know it was a very difficult decision for him and his family. But he loves this country more than the lust for power, unlike some people who I know who have nothing but lust for power.
Right.
And next time you hear him speak, count the number of eyes.
Right. Oh, that was a real treat to have not just Bill Clinton, but Hillary Clinton come and visit the convention and give keynote speeches. I mean, Bill Clinton is not, I don't know how frequently he's on the this speaker circuit, but he was Bill Clinton.
It was nice seeing him back again, and I love the fact that he goes, and I can say that even at my age, I'm younger than Donald Trump. And he hasn't been president for what? How long? 20 years?
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
It's just been so energizing, and the audience here, the delegates, even the press, they're getting into it.
And for Hillary too, I think that this convention, I hope, is cathartic, and it brings some closure, right? Because I think there were very few of us in Democratic circles that thought that Hillary was not going to win in 2016.
Yeah. Did you participate in the chant of "Lock him up" at all?
No, I didn't.
I confess I did, because I thought it was laughing at Trump and mocking him, and he doesn't like that, and we got to do more of that.
I think the instead of the aggressive going after him, the dismissive thing probably bothers him more.
Oh, it does.
Like the fact that that Tim Walz is the one who really got under their skin by calling everybody weird. Republicans are weird. That's a weird thing. Like, why wouldn't you feed children? Like, put food in their bellies. Not to criticize me for that. That's weird. But I think that that more than anything, they don't know how to counteract that.
Yeah.
They don't know how to counteract it, because instead of giving them power by treating them seriously, you're dismissive and saying they're not worth it. anyone's time. And so I think they haven't quite figured out how to do that. They haven't quite figured out how to like counterbalance joy.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you counteract? What's the opposite of joy? Sadness,
Fear, sadness.
But that is what they're peddling.
Yeah.
And but it's just been so much fun being a convention virgin and going around and getting a chance to see you.
Oh, interesting.
I did, by the way, I did endorse this woman to be San Francisco DA, and I still think that she would make a fantastic district attorney.
Oh, thanks. I'm working on this chair thing right now. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
But, California is a powerhouse. We have a lot of Democrats that we can put to work, and we're gonna make sure this election is a landslide.
Yeah, we had a number of speakers at our breakfast, and all of them are talking about organizing and making sure that it's not just this election, and making sure it's not just on a national level. We've got to get local involved.
We've got to grow the party.
Especially in Nebraska, where we have, people don't want to be associated with Democrats for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. We have really started building. We've gotten over 500 additional Democratic office holders across the state.
Wow,
Yeah, our state party, Jane, is fantastic at trying to build everything up. Mm-hmm. We're still having some issues getting candidates at times, and we're growing and we're expanding, and we got so many additional volunteers. Mm-hmm. Once we knew that it was going to be Kamala Harris, and it was you can feel it. You can feel it. Even in a red state like Nebraska, mm-hmm. we got over 7,500 requests to come to the Walz rally.
Oh.
And that was set up on 48 hours notice.
Wow.
While our executive director and chair were all preparing to come to the convention. So it literally was, we pulled off a miracle. Mm-hmm. We had over 5,000 people at that rally. And so you can feel the energy. You can feel things are changing.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, thank you so much for taking time to come on this, because this has been such a fun thing to do, and getting to talk to people and ask them about their experiences and what they think of everything. And you're a very special friend. This lady, on April Fool's Day, 2015, I walked into a meeting in the San Francisco DA's office with a table full of folks and announced that I was transitioning. I thought everyone was going to laugh because it was April 1st, which, by the way, Georgia, who runs our California District Attorneys Association consumer section, I had called her on the way down to the meeting with the DAs here, and because I was going to be speaking at a conference later, and I was going to have a new name. So I called her to tell her about that, and she goes, oh, this is a good one. This is the best one I've ever heard. And I was like, what? She goes, this is a joke, right? You're mocking Caitlyn Jenner, and I was like, oh God, it is, isn't it? And it's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But these people in San Francisco, and especially Nancy, did not do that. In fact, Nancy, the first thing she did was send me a Sephora gift card to help me. She said I was going to need it. Yeah. So you're a very special friend.
Oh, Jesse.
So.
And she is one of the bravest people I know.
Thank you. So until we find our next victim, this is Jesse for the Transparency Podcast Show. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Anytime.
And thank you guys, and look us for some more content.